And I'd love to say this was a quick realization on my part, but it was not. It took a while, I mean years. Welcome, beautiful woman. Welcome to Starwoven Goddess. I'm Keeraa, and I'm so grateful that you're here with me. I really appreciate you. So, just before we get started, if any of this resonates with you, please subscribe and also head over to my YouTube page at Starwoven Goddess if you want to deepen your journey into this. And there is a free gift, a goddess activation, 15 minutes, very powerful. And yeah, I'm excited for you to try it. So please do that. So today I want to talk to you about how you can improve your relationships using energy only. Do you know how powerful you are? You are a creatrix. What you put out, you receive back. You can weave energy into everything you do. It's already present, but you have the power to transmute that energy and to optimize it. So, what do I mean by this? um, so you know the way that you feel or look at something and the energies you have towards it? That is what you will be receiving back. So what you put out is what you'll get back. And that is one of the universal laws. So the simplest, but not to be confused with easiest, because it's a simple concept, but it's not easy to do. The simplest way to change, transform, enhance your relationships and situations and circumstances is by taking a bit of a deep dive within, reflect on the energies that you're coming at that situation or person or dynamic with. And that is so by you changing how you're approaching it, the energies will then change in terms of what you'll receive back from it. So I've got a couple of examples that might just help understanding because I get that it might be uh, interesting, a new concept to actually understand. So I have this situation with driving that I, for years, was telling myself that I was not a very confident driver. So that's what I'm putting out there. And I'm telling other people it as well. Oh, yeah, well, I don't really like driving. I'm not overly confident. I keep forgetting to put the microphone in front of me. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Um, so there's this that I tell myself and I tell others. And of course, what actually happened then? I became a nervous driver because that's what I was telling myself. That's what I was telling others, telling the universe that that's what I was. Similarly, with setting up a website and all these systems for my new business. Oh, I find things like that difficult and hard. I'm not very good at it. Well, then they became challenging because that's what I was telling myself. So just by reframing and shifting those beliefs into, with the driving, I you could go as far to say I am a confident driver. I drive with ease. With the systems, I'm learning new skills. They flow easy to me. Just a reframe. And it's amazing by doing that. I then found this system that was so seems pretty simple to use. And like I can do it without much tutorial. And it's amazing. Like I genuinely believe that flowed into my life because of my change of attitude and approach. So I'm truly grateful for that. But these were just a couple of smaller examples to give you a flavour. But really, where this can come into play is with relationships with others. So I have a family member where we're very different to each other. We are almost the polar opposites in terms of our beliefs, the way we carry ourselves, our morals and values, that sort of thing. And our relationship has been quite fraught. There was a lot of friction there. I felt like I was walking on eggshells or always so wound up by this particular person. And every interaction we had we would like butt heads and grate with each other. So that wasn't obviously a very nice experience. And for a long time, I would just wish they would change, wish they could see how they were being, and that sort of thing. Why do they have to be so difficult? Why can't they do this? And I'd love to say this was a quick realization on my part, but it was not. It took a while, I mean years, to realize that I was just genuine, like always seeing them at fault all the time, genuinely thought that they were just at fault all the time. And I didn't realize until I like reflected back that I was judging them, holding them up to my standards, my beliefs, my integrity. And I was judging them for falling short of those, basically. And the irony is that judgment was a massive thing that this person does of others, in particular people's appearance and that sort of thing. And it was something that used to grate on me so much. Like, why do you have to comment about somebody else and what they look like? It's nothing to do with you. And it took me a minute to realize he's judging them on what they look like. I'm judging him for judging them. And yeah, it was quite the moment when I realized that. And before then, like, I was thinking, well, what are my options here? Like, get into a battle and a fight each time I have an interaction with this person, which is quite regularly. Continue going around in circles like we have been in this with this friction and this frustration and just feeling like really not very good about that relationship. It's also somebody that isn't particularly aware of, well, of energy, full stop, but also of the energy that they're giving off and wouldn't take very kindly, or not even very kindly, but just wouldn't understand if I was having a conversation with them. I've tried this before. I've also tried correcting and educating, but again, that was coming from based on my what I believe, what I know to be true, and my morals and my values. So, as you can imagine, that didn't land too well and didn't get very far. So then, after this big revelation, I was like, what if I choose to accept this person exactly as they are? I don't need to change my morals or my values or anything like that. I can still behave, I can still be in integrity and behave in the way that I choose fit for me. But for them, what if I just fully accepted them for who they are? I don't have to like it. I don't have to want to adopt that myself, But what if I was just in full acceptance of who they are? And I decided that this was really the only, viable option if I wanted to move forward from this friction and frustration that there was in our relationship. And as soon as I made that decision, it was as if I'd had a conversation or something had clicked, but I hadn't. I just made this decision. The energy shifted. There was a marked improvement in our relationship. And this has been quite a few months now. Maybe the start of this year. Yeah, I think the start of this year. So quite a few months, and we have not butted heads once. We have not had any, short words to each other or any friction or frustration. So this is what I wanted to share with you in terms of how you can actually change relationships by changing the energy that you put into that relationship or dynamic. And I even had a thoughtful birthday gift from this person as well, which is something that hasn't been the case previously. So a real change in this energy. I can't even really express how much of a change there has been. Now, everything I've just explained is if you're in a relationship that you want to be in, where there is love, but there's also friction and frustration and maybe resentment there. Now, I am not, just to be clear, I am not suggesting if there's any abuse in any way, physical, emotional, any other abuse. I am not suggesting that you just, adopt this here, because the kindest thing that you might be able to do for yourself could potentially be to remove yourself from those relationships. I just wanted to be clear that the situation that I'm talking about here. And something I forgot to mention earlier is what used to happen with this person is I often felt like they were just going out of their way to wind me up, to piss me off, pressing my buttons. This is what it felt like. It was so personal. That's what it felt like. I now understand that a lot of that was, what I was being triggered by them. And something I just wanted to say here. Now, not all people, most people aren't really out to bring that to you. They don't want to be causing chaos and drama and trauma and intentionally going out of their way to bring you down, drag you into something, piss you off, make you feel bad, get you upset. Now, there are people out there that do that, and quite often, well, I think always they are acting from wounds themselves, and that they haven't healed. But the point here was that the way that, so I perceived that he was going out of his way to do all of this to me. That wasn't the case. That was just my perception based on my experience. So again, by changing my energy towards that, knowing that that isn't what was trying to be achieved, it has just really helped me and this particular relationship that I have. And I thought it would be really helpful to share this with you, because it might sound on one level quite obvious, but actually sometimes we need to hear it quite explicitly and also have an example for ourselves, because like I said, it's quite a simple thing to do, but not easy, because it's so easy to keep in that loop of resentment, frustration, butting heads. And it's harder to actually take that step back. How am I coming at this? So remembering that not only do you have a choice on how you react to somebody, but also knowing that you have a choice about what energies that you put into that dynamic and into that relationship, what energies you come with, what are present because they're what you've brought. Because if it's what you've brought, that's also what you're going to be receiving back. So if you want them to be more harmonious, you need to have a little look and bring more harmonious energies, bring love, compassion, patience, appreciation, gratitude. And then that's what you will get back. And that was a big area actually for me and this person. Gratitude. Before, I think I was just taken for granted, didn't really have any thank yous or anything like that. And now that is totally changed. And yeah, a lot more appreciation there. So that's been a real turnaround. Was there anything else I wanted to say on that? No, I don't think so. So just remember, Goddess, keep rising. The world needs your light. Be true to you. Until next time. So just before we end, just a reminder that I am over on Instagram at Starwoven Goddess. If you wanted to journey a bit deeper into some of this and some of my other content. So just remember, keep rising, Goddess. The world needs your light. Stay true to you. Until next time.